Good morning. Happy Monday to everybody. One Virginia dude here at you again. Coming from snowy Central Virginia. Well, it's not all that snowy. It's coming down a little bit. But yeah, I saw something on the news that there was Donald Trump and the Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, were talking about these things called K trucks. That's spelled KEI. Basically, they're miniaturized pickup trucks. They're all over the place in Japan and other parts of Asia. You even see some of them in Europe. They're made by Daihatsu, Honda, Nissan. Um, Toyota makes them. They're JDM vehicles, which means Japanese domestic market. This, of course, means that they're not legal in the United States unless you get one that's 25 years old. Um, these little trucks, picture a real small cab where the engine is underneath. To get to the engine, you tilt the cab forward. So it's kind of like a cab over, like an Isuzu. I think Isuzu makes them as well. A lot of companies make them. You just don't see them very much in the United States. There is one guy near where I live who owns one. He's got registration plates on it and everything, but the steering wheel is on the right because in Japan they drive on the left. Most of these have a four-cylinder engine, probably I would say 1100 cc's or less. Um, some of them are like 500 cc's, like a motorcycle. In Japan, they get taxed on the size of the engine. Donald Trump was talking about how maybe they could be offered here as an affordable option. Now he's mentioning about Ford and Chevrolet building them. I don't think that's going to happen. I believe that what is going to end up happening, I don't see GM and Ford and Chrysler setting up tooling and plants to build them in the United States. Um, the tooling is already paid for in Japan. They also make them in China, and the ones in China are made with left-hand drive, but the quality is probably going to be a little bit lower. But these things get really good fuel mileage. Some of them you might get up to 50 miles to the gallon. The top speed on a good day is probably 60 to 70 miles an hour, and that's really pushing it. That's going to feel like you're in the space shuttle going that fast in a vehicle that small. I don't think they have airbags in them. I don't know about analog brakes, but the ones you can import to the United States are 25 years old. So you're going to be looking at a 2000 or older model. I looked at some online, and you can get them for $3,000 or $4,000. Some of the really nice ones are $7,000 to $8,000. Um, you can't buy a new one right now, as far as I'm aware, but um, they're tough little trucks. They're easy to work on. They're inexpensive. They don't have a lot of frills. If you get one with air conditioning, it's like winning the lottery. Most of them are manual transmission, and you'd be shifting with your left hand. Uh, they probably don't have. They probably have crank windows, maybe an AM/FM radio, but they have a large utility value. Imagine the truck has not only the bed that comes down, but the sides come down too. So you have a flatbed instantly, and you don't have to lift stuff up over a really tall bed like you do with an F-150. Now, what are they going to call it? An F-50 instead of a 150? It's like a one-third size of a full-size F-150. They're small. Um, you see some trucks like that in the United States. The box trucks, I think Isuzu sells them. Um, and they're kind of like that, where the driver sits over top of the engine. Those are a little heavier, but they make these small ones that they have small, they're probably 15-inch tires, small tires, easy to replace, small brakes, probably easy to replace. They don't have, I don't think they have, turbochargers and gas direct injection or anything like that. It's probably tune port injection. Some of them might even have a carburetor, but they're very simple, and you see them all over the place in Asia. And it would be good for if you lived in a community where there was like um, a country club, a golf course, a gated community. It would be like driving a golf cart, maybe a little bit bigger. But I think there's some utility in it. If you could get one of those things, why do you need a big Dodge Ram or an F-150 or a big Silverado to just tool around, especially if you lived in a city? They're easy to park. You don't really have much of a blind spot in them. Uh, I think there'd be a market for it, and it's kind of a niche type thing. They're kind of, what do you call it? What's the word you use? They're kind of eclectic. So I think that something like that, why not allow them to be imported into the United States? I don't think it's going to kill the sales of the F-150, but if they can, you know, get past the safety standards and things like that, why not? If you can buy one that's 25 years old and you can put up with a right-hand drive vehicle in the United States, why not? I've seen at least one. I've seen it a couple times going down US 250 out here, and it was going along just fine. Now, you wouldn't want to be trying to ride on the interstate on long trips with it. It'd be kind of a bouncy ride, but the utility value of those things is amazing. You can get a stake body for them. You can get a regular pickup bed. You can get a flat bed. You could even put like a food service thing on the back of it. You could probably have one, um, you know, with a refrigerated cargo section on it. And they are available with gasoline and diesel engines. Diesels aren't as popular in the United States as they are overseas because diesel costs more per gallon here than gasoline. In most parts of the world, diesel is cheaper because they tax it differently. But yeah, I think, why not? I think he's under the impression they're going to build them here. Uh, the tariffs might be an issue, but there again, maybe they could send them here disassembled, assemble them in the United States with American workers, providing American jobs, and then sell them at American dealers by American salesmen. Maybe that's a alternative too. But they are pretty cool. I've seen them. I've seen them all over. They're in Europe, but they're really all over the place in Asia. And they kind of have they're not flashy or pretty, but they get the job done. And I think that if you could get one of those brand new for 10, 11, $12,000, why would you spend twice that on a Nissan Frontier or a Ford Ranger? Just something to think about. Hope everybody has a good day and stay safe out there.